Alright, hello everyone, this is Crota coming at you. This is game number 3 in a best of 3. Game 3 taking place here on Turtle Rock. And really, game 1 and game 2 couldn't have been more different. Game 1, with that Dark Ranger opening, allowing yourself to get that Ancient of War first. And getting those early extra archers shut down that early ghoul play. WFZ though, in game 2, adapted his strategy, and the fact that there wasn't nearly as many archers in the opening segments could be the reasons why WFZ had such an easy time in game number 2, coming out with an 11-minute victory, even though he did already get up to Black Citadel. Black Citadel with a Naga Sea Witch at, not at Necropolis, at, oh my gosh, what is after Necropolis? I can't remember what's after Necropolis right now. Well, the tier 2, you know what I'm talking about. A little bit of a brain fart right there. I know I'm gonna remember it later and be like, oh yeah, that's right. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at the positionings here on Turtle Rock. Altar of Darkness, Death Knight, as the red undead player has spawned at the 5 o'clock position. Meanwhile, purple Night Elf spawning here at the 9 o'clock position. A Night Elf versus Undead. We are training up a Demon Hunter already, as the units are scouring across the map looking to try and find what will be happening, or where their opponent will be playing, and where the majority of the battles will be. A Wisp and a Ghoul passing each other in the middle of the day, as the archers now coming in to go ahead and engage against the Sea Turtle Hatchling Giant Sea Turtle Creep Camp. So far, the Demon Hunter should be popping out in the next, I believe, 5 seconds or so. And once this does get started, everything will be underway. This early ghoul strategy that I'm expecting to see from WFZ means that the Death Knight should be able to just absolutely swarm his opponent. Now, are we going to perhaps see Death Coil or Unholy Aura first? Both options are viable, and it is going to be Unholy Aura. The reason why Unholy Aura works out so well against a Night Elf player, the Death Knight already moves faster, and it really is not beneficial in terms of mana spending for the Demon Hunter to try and mana burn. It doesn't really deny anything, as the Death Knight just needs to be there, and the Death Knight, and oh, is the Death Knight going to get the last hit there on that Ogre Warrior? Yes, he does. He gets the experience, and I believe that's one of the few times that I've ever seen a Death Knight deny experience. You've seen it happen very, very often with perhaps a random minion, or it happens very, very often with a Blade Master, but first time that's ever happened I've seen with a Death Knight, and the Death Knight comes out with a little bit of extra experience than he should, also denying experience from the Demon Hunter, which is also a very, very important trait. The Death Knight, does he pick up anything? Oh, he may have picked up that Circlet of Nobility, and well, I thought I saw a detonation, but I'm not 100% sure, as the ghouls are now joining in on the fight. The Demon Hunter does not have, well, we don't know if it's tech immolation or mana burn yet, as we're looking at a bit of a fight here. So far, the Ancient of War gonna get up, but the ghouls are just gonna run past this and head straight for these Moonwells. This is gonna be a problem. Attacking right before, right at nightfall, all of those are pretty empty. And Nicker is in trouble. The Ghoul, lower hit point Ghoul, already backing off. The Demon Hunter cannot really afford to use a Scroll of Town Portal, because if he does, he's just going to come back right in the same spot. And there goes another Archer there. And what is going to continue to happen? The Wisp, Tree of Ages, already being teched out. The Ghoul is trying to get in front of that Demon Hunter, as the Archer going to take a lot of damage again. And it looks like there goes another Archer once more. Alright, that Death Knight about halfway to level 2, and the Demon Hunter gets surrounded a second time in as many. Oh, Wisp detonation and Moonwell. Beautiful, beautiful observation by Nicker, knowing that a detonation would stop the surround. All right, let's take a look. Another Wisp does get taken out here. Moonwells are pretty much already completely depleted, and the Death Knight is going to be going in for another surround again. Looked like there was an opening right there, no repositioning at all, and so far, the Demon Hunter is just running what, figure eights between all of these Moonwells here, hoping to survive. The Demon Hunter does have a Cloak of Shadows, which is, I guess, one of his saving graces right now, but he cannot allow these Moonwells to fall. All right, Ancient of War is still very, very high on life, plenty of hit points as the Death Knight now rolling on out, rolling back, but during this time, we can see that the the supply 30 over 30, more and more ghouls were being trained. And now a panda is going to be picked up by Nicker. Nicker hoping that a panda with Breath of Fire is going to be enough. All right, cold arrows already onto the Demon Hunter. The Demon Hunter taking a lot of damage, and it looks as though the ghouls are just going to constantly get in front there, constantly taking damage there. The Demon Hunter does not have boots of speed. Neither does the Naga Sea Witch, though, and that gives a little bit of a movement speed advantage to that Demon Hunter as he's able to squeak away. We can see Hunter's Hall now being built off to the side, off over here. Panda now looking to just regroup himself. We can see an Ancient of Wonders, and we are at a Tree of Ages. A lot of wisps were lost, so that is why we have a delay here. Demon Hunter may get off a mana burn on the Naga Sea Witch, but that is just a very, very minor victory there, as we can see that the death coils from that Death Knight mean that the Demon Hunter really needs to start getting some mana burns on that Death Knight as well. All right, a surround onto the Panda. The Demon Hunter going to perhaps try and buy a Staff of Preservation, but it's not going to be in time. No, it is not. And now what is happening next? The Death Knight could easily get off another Death Coil. Why isn't it Death Coiling its own units? Well, I guess no low hit point ghouls at all. And that is a good reason, as the Demon Hunter now may try to mana burn the Naga Sea Witch. Naga Sea Witch down to 0 mana pretty much. No more cold arrows. The Demon Hunter still running figure 8s through all of these Moonwells. And the only reason why this game is working out the way it is because of Nightfall. If it was not Nightfall, this Demon Hunter would have been dead long ago. But having 3 Moonwells to run in between, very, very helpful. Coming back around, we are going into a Slaughterhouse already. We should be getting up another Ziggurat. We are getting into Black Citadel, as we are now moving away over here. Let's see. Naga Sea Witch now pulling back. Death Knight now pulling back. And the Death Knight perhaps wants to get up to level 3. That would be extremely helpful here, especially as we're going to be waiting on most likely 2 Obsidian statues. Once you get those 2 Obsidian statues, one for Essence of Mana, the other for Essence of Blight, the heroes pretty much have the superior advantage. All it takes is 1 Obsidian statue to heal the entire army, as opposed to, say, 3 or 4 priests. Yes, they do have a giant bullseye on them, making them very, very high priority targets. But I don't believe that the Night Elf army is going to be that strong yet. It's still sitting at only 30 over 50 supply. You can take a look down over here. There are a couple of, maybe an Ancient of War, maybe 1 Dryad only, 10 supply in terms of the heroes there, and perhaps a handful of Wisp, as well as Ancient of Lore, a second one now being trained, and a second Dryad finally being added as well. The Death Knight purposely pulling away the creeps from the Goblin, from the Merchant Shop. That is always important to do. If you're able to pull the creeps away, you cannot get creep jacked nearly as much, since the creeps act as a bit of a wall between you and your opponent. Now, let's take a look at this. A little bit of damage being dealt. Obsidian statue getting into position. The Ogre Magi will get taken down. Rune of the Watcher, Pure Up the Vitality on the Death Knight. And, oh, are we going to get level 3 on the Death Knight? Yo, no, we do not. The Demon Hunter gets the experience, and the Panda now comes back over. Oh, this is going to be really, really interesting. The Panda gets a Staff of Preservation. A transfer just to save, as the Panda now in a little bit of trouble. Is it going to be able to get around in time? There is 1 ghoul down. A second ghoul may get taken down as well. Are we going to perhaps see a Breath of Fire to try to make its way out? A Fork of Lightning, and now the Panda survives that Staff of Preservation, transferred back over, and a beautiful save once more, as all the Dryads are now heading back home. That Panda barely made it back home, now using a Clarity Potion and also using a Moonstone in order to refill up all of these Moonwells and regenerate a bit more hit points. Meanwhile, the Undead army with the Obsidian statues really, really just benefiting here. I'm surprised that the Undead army isn't trying to creep out this creep camp here. Good use of time, as it would give level 3 to the Death Knight and make his Death Coil just that much stronger. Lich with a whole bunch of a Mantles of Intelligence plus 13 attack. That is going to be a devastating blow as soon as that Lich starts attacking any serious target. All right, Naga Sea Witch is coming in over as well. Has a Scroll of Healing. And if this push does any serious damage, it is pretty much going to be over. This is at the tipping point. Mana Burn onto the Death Knight. Death Knight now trying to go over here. Naga Sea Witch gets off another Cold Arrow, taking down the Demon Hunter. And what was an easy 1-0 lead looks like it's going to be a reverse all kill by Nicker and come out with the lead instead. All right, Staff of Preservation on a bear, but the bear is not that much in a better position. There's a Breath of Fire in a very, very tight funneled location, but still not that good here. Even the Ancients of Lore and the Ancient of Wonders joining in on the fight, not really doing all that much. All right, even though the trees are just working against you, this is just absolutely going wrong. Perhaps the Druid of the Claw should get focused down first, as that Druid of the Claw is very, very low on hit points, can easily get taken down by a Destroyer. There it goes, level 3 now on the Naga Sea Witch, as the Panda still wandering around here. All right, damage is getting added up. Panda now trying to take down this one Destroyer. The Destroyer, I believe, did get healed, though, by a Death Coil, and now there goes the Panda. And that is going to be the series. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed Game 3 and this series.